As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Good news for Butter the horse. Butter is a 12-year-old female miniature horse and had fallen into a 60-foot deep well. Oh no. Rescuers working at night were able to get Butter out of the 60-foot deep well. Butter the horse had plummeted about 15 feet into the well. A crew of skilled rescuers, including firefighters, animal control officers, and vet experts, rushed to the scene to rescue Butter, who was crying for help. Firefighters had taken some animal rescue training. They put that training to good use. They made a sling used to hoist Butter, the miniature horse, out of the ground with a front loader. Vet team was there. They were able to sedate the horse so the horse didn't freak out. Lieutenant Kyle Stevens aided in the efforts and said it was great to put all those training sessions to good. This was definitely a great team effort by all those involved. After the rescue, everybody dried Butter off and wrapped her in a heavy blanket. Butter the horse was reunited with her owner and taken to the vet for an additional follow-up. You know how this podcast works. No horrible endings here. Everything worked out great. In Seoul, the government has been collecting used furniture from hotels and donating to low-income earners and the homeless in the city. The government has partnered with 14 different luxury hotels. They've seen 120,000 used furniture items distributed to low-income housing, homeless facilities, and other shelter initiatives. Locals say there's something to be said for not only, giving them furniture, but also it helps their self-esteem. The sight of nice pieces of furniture may offer an intangible benefit to somebody with the stresses of living near the poverty line. And the intangible might help in a way that direct financial support might not. Would you like to buy the ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz? They're on sale. They're available for auction. The auction continues through December 7th. The sequin and bead bedazzled slippers appeared in the 1939 movie. Back in 2005, Michael Shaw had loaned the shoes to the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids. That summer, someone smashed through the display case and stole the ruby slippers. No one knew where they were. The FBI recovered them in 2018. Well, we're not lending it to you again, guys. The museum is one of those vying for the slippers. I have a suspicion they'll wind up winning this auction. Maybe not. Grand Rapids has raised money for the slippers at its annual Judy Garland Festival. The funds will supplement the $100,000 set aside this year by Minnesota lawmakers to purchase the slippers. Now, the man who had stolen the slippers, he's 76. He was sentenced in January to time served because of his poor health. He admitted to using a hammer to smash the glass of the museum's door. He said it was an attempt to pull off one last score after an old associate with connections to the mob told him the shoes had to be adorned with real jewels to justify their $1 million insured value. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure those are not real jewels. Check with an Oz expert, but I feel like I have that fact in my brain somewhere. An emu is thriving in an aviary after being raised by an unlikely foster mom. The emu named Shrub was rejected by its parents Forrest and Matilda. Keepers at Bird World discovered that Matilda had successfully hatched an egg, but neither parent was willing to take on the role of caregiver. The job of raising Shrub was given to Nugget. Nugget is a small hen who also lives at Bird World. Nugget taught Shrub skills like eating and walking. Polly is the living collections manager at Bird World and said, unlike most birds, emu males incubate eggs and they're typically winter breeders. However, Shrub's mother, Matilda, laid eggs in the summer and Forrest didn't seem to be incubating them. We didn't expect the eggs to hatch and were surprised when we found Shrub. Shrub quickly learned how to pick up food, drink, and coordinate her gangly legs. We're told Shrub is an amazing lady, and the keepers are proud she has no confusion about who she is. She is 100% emu. White smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
In Australia, a couple came home after midnight and there was someone in their bed. Who was it? It was a koala. Fran posted a video with the caption, "Only in Australia." She thought, "Oh my God, is there a koala in my bedroom?" And my husband was like, "What are you doing? Why are you screaming?" She called for expert help while her husband tried to hold the koala with some clothes, and he grabbed the clothes, and I called for the koala rescue, and I forgot how to speak in English, and I started to speak Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. Her husband does. The koala was eventually coaxed out of the house and climbed a tree in the couple's yard. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. I host a program. It's called Daily Comedy News, 7 days a week. I talk about comedians like Seinfeld and Gaffigan and Mulaney and Nikki Glazer. You know her from the Tom Brady roast. And whatever the comedians are up to. If you'd like the program without commercial interruption, if you're on Apple Podcasts, click that banner that says Uninterrupted Listening and see how that works. If you're not on Apple Podcasts, there's a link in the show notes. Short version, $5 a month. You'll get this and all the other shows on the network without commercial interruption. You have an awesome day.